Well, good afternoon. Happy Stampers. I'm not too sure what happened. I was on here and all of a sudden I froze. So I decided that I would just start over again. So we are um, ending our annual catalog. Our 2024 to 2025 annual catalog will be ending next week, May 5th. Our new catalog starts on May 6th. So if there is anything you guys want, I urge you to go and get it now because what happens is our last minute Lucy's go and decide that they're going to get their stuff at the last minute and things run out. So I do encourage you to purchase those items on your list as soon as you can so that you are not disappointed in not getting what you want. So that is my little thing about our ending catalog. But the good news is our new catalog starts on May 6th, and I am going to be highlighting those new ink colors. Today, we're going to be making a card with our Friends for Life stamp set, which is retiring with its dies. But then we have some new product, and I just wanted to show you that really no matter what ink colors, you can choose anything that you have that go together and create this card. And we all have that friend in our friends in our life that we just couldn't imagine our life without. And this is a card for them, as I said in the introduction. So say hello as you come in and let me know where you're coming from and let me know what it's like by you guys. The weather's been kind of crazy. It was in the 80s yesterday. It was still 74 when we woke up this morning, and our temperature is dropping, and it's supposed to be in the low 60s by this afternoon. So kind of crazy. So here's the Friends for Life stamp set. We're going to be using this. This is one of my favorite stamp sets. I've used this quite often on here and brought you lives with this stamp set and the dies. Now we are going to be using this heart, but I don't believe in wasting it. So we're going to cut both those out at the same time, and I'll have that for later use. We're going to use this outside of the friend and the inside of the friend. Now, if I didn't want to stamp these one part, and I'll show you that, I could use this die here, and I could use it two ways. Either I could cut strips of cardstock with this and use it on my card front, or I could cut this out of a piece of scrap paper and use it as a stencil. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a little bit. Now, these can be purchased at my store, and my store link is in the description. So our new ink colors. We have this one here, which is, something cloud. I can never remember this one. Cloud Cover. Now, Cloud Cover is a blue-gray color, and it's a really pretty color. They were having some issues with the ink pad with our foam mats in the pads in the our ink containers. So they will not be coming out with an ink pad with this color. However, you will be able to purchase our Cloud Cover we have a spots assortment that it's included in. You could buy the uninked stamps or inking spots and take your inker and fill that and use that to stamp. So we do have other things that we can do, even though we don't have that ink pad. I know a disappointment for me as well as many of you, but they could not see it being fixed, and it's a chemical reaction with something in the colors that are put in to mix it for this color and the foam pad. And they said since it's a chemical thing, it happens sometimes, but not all the times. And, I'm sure that other companies will go ahead and put the product out there, but Stampin' Up! Has really tight allowances for their products and their colors. And I am glad for that, because that's why I joined Stampin' Up! Is because of their colors and their coordination. So cloud cover, we won't have the ink pad, but you'll have everything else will come in it, and you can use a Stampin' Spot. Darling Duckling, this cute yellow. I love yellow. It's my favorite color. And then we have I got these out of order. I do everything alphabetical, as you know. Timid Tiger snuck in before the S's. So Timid Tiger is an orange. It's a really pretty orange. Then we have Secret C. I'll line these all up here. And then we have our Strawberry Slush. So those are the 4 ink pads that we're going to be using. And then our papers, we have our Darling Duckling card base. We have the Secret C card mat, and then we have a scrap. We have 2 pieces of our basic white, and then we have a couple of scraps. Oh, I had another scrap here. I don't know what happened to it. Here, and this scrap. So we have quite a bit of scraps, and then we have our mats for our card. So let's get stamping first. So I'm going to open up all my ink pads, and these are tight. I haven't even opened them yet. Oh dear, I'm having trouble getting this one open. I've never had this happen before. So like I said, it's really tight. And if you happen to get a tight ink pad, what I do is I open and close it quite a few times, and then I run soap along here, and it helps it slide. And as you can see, it's tight. So then next we have our Secret C. That one was much easier to open. Then our Strawberry Slush. Now, Strawberry Slush, how many of you remember that name? That's a in color from a couple of years ago. They brought it back. I was hoping it would be in our lineup, but it didn't come in our lineup. So we are going to take this card stock and our background stick. Now, this is where I said we could make a stencil and use our blending brushes, or just use cardstock here, but I wanted to use the ink. So all we're going to do here is I'm going to kind of line it up, and I'm going to do a straight line. So what I did is I've offset this just a little bit. So it's closer to one edge than it is the other. So I'm going to go from this edge in, and then I'm going to go on this edge in, and then I'm going to center the 2 down there. And I don't know if this width will be right or not, but we'll see. So I am going to go with my Strawberry Slush first. And we are going to stamp that along the edge. And I'm going the closer. I'm just going to stamp that. Isn't that a gorgeous color? And you can overlap these if you want. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. You can overlap it in some spots and not in others. Just do you with this. Okay, next I'm going to use Timid Tiger, and I'm going to go down the other side. So I am going to, you're going to notice that when you flip it, you've got a narrow edge here and a wider edge. So we need to flip this. And I'm going to hold this paper here, and I'm going to go off the edge 1/4 of an inch. And when I say off the edge, I'm lining it up over here on my glass mat. And just lining that up, keeping this here, lining it up there. And it should be pretty straight. It might not be perfect. You guys know I don't do perfect. Okay, so there's our Timid Tiger. So we've got 2 of our colors. Now we're going to go with our Darling Duckling. Normally, I probably would have started with the Darling Duckling first. I'm just going to eyeball this here. And it seems like they will be spaced pretty evenly, because I normally stamp when I do something like this, when I'm using the same stamp over and over again, I go from darkest to or lightest to darkest. And so we went from our light, and here's our dark, and this is Secret Sea. And this color is a rich blue, not quite Night of Navy, not quite Midnight News. I will have some comparisons for you guys that I'll be putting up in our community. So we have a happy stamping community where I bring things to them that you guys don't see here on my page. So if you would like to join that, ask, it's Happy Stamping with Judy Community, and just request a membership, and if as long as you abide by the guidelines and the rules, you're in. Okay, so there is that. Now next, we are going to be doing some cutting. So we're going to grab our mini cut and emboss machine, and you can see that this pretty much goes together pretty quickly here. Stair stepping our mats, and we're going to take our Secret Sea first, and we're going to take the wider friend and cut that out. Okay, and just pop that out. And we can even use this. I'm saving this negative because we can use that on another card. Okay, we've got that. Then we need to cut out our heart. I flip this around. So I'm using the fatter basic white. Oh, trying to get it all on camera. So how are you guys doing? How many of you have the stamp set? Let me know. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorites. We're just going to center this in here, and I'm going to grab a couple of Post-its because I want that even around the edges here. Put that like that. I don't know if you guys remembered, but I had done a live, and I had done this. And what I did with that inside insert is I used my blending brushes and colored it different colors, which it was beautiful. And then left the white around the edge. So it was a twofer, I call them. 2 projects with one. So that is our outside of the heart, which we're going to use here. And then this part of the heart I will use at a later date. Okay, so now we have 2 more pieces. We have 1 more that we're going to die cut. Let's scrape these off, flip that around, and now we're going to use this thin friend. And I'm going to show you a little trick here. I am just going to put this on here. Stair step this, run it through, and I'm hoping my dot stays on there, because what I want to do is I want to stick. Oh, it did. Awesome. Okay, so we have the friend cut out, but my I dot stayed there. I dot. That's the Illinois Department of Transportation here. We call I dot. And I'm just going to stick that right there so it picks up that little dot for the eye. And, oh, it didn't stay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke this back down here. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and poke it out and press it onto that Post-it note. And it should stay on there so I don't lose it, and I can use it later to put on my card. Okay, let's get rid of all of this. And we're going to start assembling, and you're going to see this card goes together rather quickly. once I get all the cutouts done. Okay, we have our little strip here, and I want to put, I'm going to put thank you on this one. I did another one and I put love you. Either one works. I am going to use, I think the strawberry slush. I was originally going to use the Secret Sea because it's the darker color, but I'm not, well, you'll see it. We're going to go ahead and use the Secret Sea. That was my first intent, so that's what we're going to go with. So let's get this. I'm going to put that right on there. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's really straight or not because I am going to be fussy cutting that out. Just cut a strip here. And this does not have to be perfect. It's pretty close, but it doesn't have to be. And I'm just going to cut these at a slant. I'm going to go the same way. There we go. So now we have all our pieces and we're going to put our card together. So what we have left is we have this mat, this mat, this mat, this piece, our friend, our heart, our friend, and our little dot here. Okay, so let's start putting this all together. First, I'm going to go ahead and mat this on to the mat. Now remember, all my measurements will be over on my blog, judystamps.com. And while you're there, join my mailing list. Every week I bring you ideas, specials, what's happening, alerts for my classes. I'm just going to put this on here, centering that right like that. Okay, now we're going to glue our friend onto here. So was it last week when you guys had never heard, I showed you how you can take this, and I'm not going to wait for the glue to get all the way to this end, and pick up that glue and just go over this. My finger didn't stick. And you can get glue on there. I just continue to pick it up. I like doing it this way rather than a sponge because I found my sponge got hard. This is a latex glue, so it does not harden, so you need to clean it with hand sanitizer. Works really well. That's how I get it off my fingers. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, my fingers are stickier than the paper right now. I'm going to put that down and upside down, and I'm going to press on it because my fingers are sticky. Okay, now we're going to grab our heart. And you know what? I'm going to do something different with this. My intent was to do it white. I'm not doing it white. I'm going to be a rebel. Just like Tammy. You guys know who Tammy is, right? Tammy is my new stamper over on my blog. And she's a stamping rebel. And she is just a beginning stamper. And we walk through some of the basics with Tammy because Tammy doesn't know anything about stamping. She's quite like I was when I first started stamping. And several of you are the same way. So I decided that, Tammy was needed for all of you. We're just going to take this and I'm going to hold it and I'm just going to brush a little bit of color, and it doesn't have to be even. I just want a little bit of that color on there. You see how quick and easy that was? So that is with the Timid Tiger. Okay, let's grab that silicone mat back up here. See how that dried and stuck there? So we're going to do the same thing with our heart. Just going to put a little dab of glue. And then, you don't need a whole lot of glue on here, you guys. A little goes a long way with this stuff. Problem is, I get it on my fingers, and then when I put it on my paper, it doesn't want to stick to my paper, it wants to stick to my fingers. Okay, I a lot of times will use my tweezers that we have in our embossing kit. Okay, so we're just going to put this, let's put it this way. Put this on here this way. See what I mean? My fingers are sticky. If I do this, just pat it down. There we go. And then we are going to add the friend and have that go through there. Now this time, this is a little bit wider, so I can use the fine tip here. And I haven't forgotten about that dot on that eye. We'll get that in just a minute. I'm going to put this across here. Once again, my fingers are sticky. Hand sanitizer, which is liquidy. I shouldn't do that over my card. I just clean them like that. A little bit of paper towel to dry it, and it should be good. Okay, so now we need to put the thank you. And for the thank you, I'm actually going to dot that up with our Stampin' Dimensionals. We'll take 2 Stampin' Dimensionals. Put those on there. And we are going to put that, just tuck it under that friend. That friend may stick up a little bit. Now we need to put that little dot there. So what I do is I just take a real little bit of glue. Just that much. And then I am going to remove my little dot here. Place it here. And look at that. Okay, we're going to fold this. And we're going to go ahead. And now I'm going to press on it, because I want those pieces to glue down really well. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that score line. The front of our card, on the inside of the card, I'm going to grab the 2 hearts right here. Let's grab our strawberry slush. And I'm just going to stamp that right in the center there. So yeah, so Patsy says that she's met Tammy and she loves Tammy. Yeah, and Tammy didn't get put up couldn't meet, so her blog post didn't get up last week either. So I'm going to make that up to you guys this week. Okay, and that's the inside of our card and the top. And I don't know why I cannot see comments. I saw Patsy's, but I can't see anybody else's. Here, let me see. Oh, okay. Maggie. Maggie says, I want to be a rebel. Well, Maggie, you are a rebel. I know you, and you are a rebel. You are a lot like Tammy. So head over to judystamps.com, and there's 2 posts with Tammy so far. I'm going to try to get the other post up today. So you guys are going to get double whammies this week. You'll get the post from last week will go up today, and Tammy's post will go up on Thursday, and then today's project will go up tomorrow, Wednesday, and Tammy will come back on Friday on her regular day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card. Head over and to your shopping list and get those items that are on there that you want before they sell out. And be on the lookout for my In Color Club for next year. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.